For this assignment, I chose to summarize the article by Randy Bell and Glenn Bull about the greatest values of technology. To start, an educational materials developer wanted to see how technology was used in different schools, so he visited multiple schools and then recorded what he found. The first thing he noted was the 5 types of computer usage that most commonly took place among the schools he visited. First, the computer was used as a teaching machine. For example, skill building games, intervention activities, simulations, and test prep materials were common things that he observed teachers showing to students. He also saw the computer used as a tool for productivity. He saw students using the computers to write, give presentations, create digital graphics, and overall increased communication between the students. He also saw the computer used as an internet portal, giving students access to information that could include photos, sound files, videos. He said this one was pretty infrequent, but he occasionally saw the computer being used in assessment techniques, mainly because it provides quicker reporting of results for teachers. And lastly, the computer was used as a data processor for administrators. This also drove curriculum and other decisions. After he observed technology in the classrooms, he devised this set of guidelines to more effectively use the technology. He wasn't pleased with how the computers were being used and said that these 4 standards would better benefit the students. So the first one would be to keep the focus on educational content, not the technology. He felt that the teachers were too focused on the logistics of the technology and weren't as material heavy. He said that using the technology in ways that are appropriate to the learning of students is important. Not all students learn the same, so he said to keep it age appropriate and material appropriate. Technology should be used to do what would be difficult to students and teachers without it. And lastly, he said to take advantage of the technology's ability to spark student interest and participation in the classroom. Since many topics in science are complex and abstract, it can be difficult sometimes for students to understand. So he said that using technology to make these ideas more accessible to students is beneficial to them. The article stated that it's not really about the technology, it's about how the teacher can use it most effectively in the classroom. And lastly, even with all of the technology in the world, the teacher is still the most important part to students' learning. Okay, the improving technologies and information are quickly making it easier for more people to understand and incorporate science into their everyday lives. And this basically just means that users are more interested in science and have used the internet to research a scientific topic or concept. Basically, it just means that the accessibility of the information on the web makes more people interested in science because it's easier for them to understand. There are more resources for them to learn and be able to understand science. By using technology in the classroom, science educators can prepare students to use the web in the pursuit of questions and ideas in the real world. And lastly, the article talked about the future of technology in science. As the future of technology progresses, there will be many improvements in the classroom and also the field of science. So it's important for teachers to continue learning, becoming lifelong learners for their students. The improvements in technology will increase the accessibility to information. So like I mentioned in the last slide, increasing the accessibility to information will likely inspire and interest more students to pursue scientific questions and information. Also, as the web advances, the cost of these technologies will be decreased, therefore making them more accessible to schools. The article touched on several internet programs being very expensive for schools, so they aren't able to use them all the time. So as the web advances, it'll be more affordable for those schools. Ignoring the use of technology in science classrooms is unfair to the students and doesn't prepare them for a life in the real world. And lastly, technology's greatest value has been helping scientists make discoveries. So that was pretty much just a summary of the article that I read. I thought it was super interesting and gave a really good insight into what technology should look like in the science classroom.